We're here to idea you, to fire up your curiosity and connect you with the people and ideas that shape our world. Watch, listen, understand, connect, and create. Let's move the human story forward together.
Hello and welcome to The Poetry of Science, a podcast which provides insight into new scientific research via the medium of poetry. I'm your host, Dr. Sam Illingworth, and each week I'll be introducing you to some of the latest scientific findings and sharing a selection of science-themed poetry. After all, we could all do with a little bit more poetry in our lives. In this episode, I'll be exploring new research which has found that a magnetic field collapse may have triggered the emergence of animals on Earth. When shadows shaped the land, Earth's pulse ebbed low, suspended filings curled through unseen veins. Across vast and silent sands the ether stretched, rich with the unspent vows of life. Here titans of soft and sprawling form pressed their weight into the stone, marking time with broad and frond-shaped limbs. The shield retreats. Atoms stripped away by searing solar streams, carried off like chaff in wind. Life in its burgeoning swell clung to change amongst the thinning veils, surviving, growing, thriving on the weighted breath of air. Beneath us still these currents shift, weaker now, stirring deep memories of times less contained, a world unbound. This poem is inspired by recent research published in the journal Communications, Earth and Environment, which reveals Earth's magnetic field was 30 times weaker 600 million years ago, possibly influencing the rise of complex life by affecting atmospheric oxygen levels. In the prehistoric world, a time when the earliest large-scale life forms were emerging on Earth, our planet's magnetic field was experiencing a significant change. Usually providing a protective shield against cosmic radiation and solar winds, this magnetic field is crucial for maintaining life-sustaining conditions. During the Ediacaran period, approximately 600 million years ago, the Earth saw the flourish of macroscopic animals known as the Ediacara Fauna. Researchers have now analysed ancient rocks from the Ediacaran period and discovered that the Earth's magnetic field was then about 30 times weaker than it is today, the lowest ever recorded. This prolonged weakening, lasting at least 26 million years, happened simultaneously with significant rises in atmospheric and oceanic oxygen levels. The findings suggest a potential connection between the weak magnetic field and increased atmospheric oxygen, vital for the development of complex life. With a weak magnetic field, solar winds could more easily remove hydrogen atoms from Earth's atmosphere, preventing their combination with oxygen to form water vapour and thus boosting oxygen levels. This significant hydrogen loss during the Ediacaran period may have enhanced the oxygenation of the atmosphere and oceans, supporting the evolution of advanced life forms. This research offers valuable insights into how shifts in Earth's environment may have influenced early life's diversification and evolution. Now that you've heard the science, let me read the poem to you again. When shadows shaped the land, Earth's pulse ebbed low, suspended filings curled through unseen veins, across vast and silent sands the ether stretched, rich with the unspent vows of life. Here titans of soft and sprawling form pressed their weight into the stone, marking time with broad and frond-shaped limbs. The shield retreats. Atoms stripped away by searing solar streams, carried off like chaff in wind. Life in its burgeoning swell clung to change amongst the thinning veils, surviving, growing, thriving on the weighted breath of air. Beneath us still these currents shift, weaker now, stirring deep memories of times less contained, a world unbound. this section of the podcast, I like to share a poem written by another poet on a topic related to the science that has been discussed so far. In this episode, I'll be reading The Moon's Magnetic Field Once Came from an Asteroid by Rebecca Morgan Frank. Rebecca Morgan Frank, born and raised in Virginia, is an American poet with an MFA from Emerson College and a PhD from the University of Cincinnati. Her poetry collections include Oh You Robot Saints, published in 2021, and Little Murders Everywhere, published in 2012, which was shortlisted for the Kate Tufts Discovery Award. Frank's poetry has appeared in publications like the New Yorker and American Poetry Review, and she has received numerous accolades, including the Poetry Society of America's Alice Faye de Castagna Award. Frank also co-founded and edits the online literary journal Memorosius. The Moon's Magnetic Field Once Came from an Asteroid by Rebecca Morgan Frank. When you walked in, it was like recognizing the moon when he returns. His lover bites his cheek. She has no choice. All we see is the disillusion, then await the reconstruction each time the sky yanks it into his orbit. I want to say I'm sorry. I want to say you win. Our bodies are like the confessional booth these poems are stuck in. Even the priests can see that sin. You'll all be spit and honey, or maybe I'm the poisoned flower gnawing on its own lip because it has no hands to reach for you. Only words that are as useless as the pollen for saying anything. I continue to serve them even with your hands around my throat from across the room. Your voice is home. I answer it like a bat guided across the atmosphere. This is a narrative that cannot end well, but wants to, but must. I'll continue to go down kicking, and you'll be sweet as anything until you bite back. No, it can't end here. We won't let it. Billions of years have passed since an asteroid last hit the moon. Clearly some magnetic fields can be sustained. Thank you for listening to the Poetry of Science.
Thank you very much for being with us for this episode of the IdeaXme Show. IdeaXme is a global platform. Our mission is to move the human story forward by sharing knowledge of the future. You can find us on all major audio networks at www.radioideame.com, on YouTube and Vimeo. Please subscribe.